Welcome to English Makes Bold. Imagine finding a discarded, battered photograph on a city bus. You almost throw it away, but right before you do, you look up and realize the little boy in the picture looks exactly like the elderly man sitting 3 seats behind you. To understand how we got here, we have to rewind. Claire Morgan was 28, riding a crowded city bus home after a long shift at a San Francisco bookstore. It was a miserable, rainy evening, the kind of commute where the air feels heavy and every passenger sits in complete silence, isolated by the glow of their smartphones. Claire found an empty seat near the back. A few minutes into the ride, she glanced down. There, lying neglected on the wet, ridged rubber floor, was a small, slightly damaged piece of paper. She picked it up and brushed it off. It was an old photograph of a woman standing beside a young boy, who looked to be about 8 years old. Claire flipped it over. Written on the back were 4 desperate words: "Please find my son." Nobody around her seemed to be looking for it. Claire's first instinct was to turn it into the lost and found. But as she glanced around the bus, her eyes locked onto an elderly man sitting a few rows away. She looked down at the photograph, then back at the man. He had the exact same eyes, the exact same smile, and a distinct small scar right above his eyebrow. Minutes earlier, this paper was trash destined for the garbage. Now, Claire was holding a stranger's history in her hands. The heavy, sudden responsibility of carrying a lost memory forced her to make a choice. She stood up, walked down the aisle, and broke the silence. "Excuse me, sir," she said. When the man looked up, Claire handed him the photograph and told him where she'd found it. His reaction to the picture was immediate. His hands began to tremble as he reached for the weathered paper. For several seconds, he stared at the woman in the image, completely speechless. Finally, he whispered, "My mother." The man's name was David, and the story he told Claire next was tragic. When he was just 8 years old, his father took him away following a bitter family dispute. His father refused to ever speak of her again, raising David to believe that his mother had simply walked away and abandoned him. Claire gently turned the photograph over, revealing the handwritten message to David for the first time. Those 4 words shattered decades of lies. His mother had never forgotten him. She had spent the rest of her life searching for him. In a single moment, the story David had lived with for 60 years, the story of a mother who didn't want him, was confronted by a piece of evidence that said the opposite. The realization didn't erase a lifetime of pain, but it forced him to look at his entire past through a different lens. The next morning, Claire and David met at the city's public records office. Neither of them wanted to leave the story unfinished. They teamed up, determined to track the paper trail and find out what had happened to his mother. It was an exhausting process. For days, they pored over decades-old addresses, flipped through fragile newspaper archives, and traced long-forgotten family ledgers. Finally, the paperwork yielded an answer. They found the location of a cemetery sitting just outside the city limits. David's mother had been buried there nearly 30 years earlier. These hours spent in the records office weren't just about administrative filing. For David, they represented the first time he could actively follow his mother's trail, answering the call she had written on the back of that photo decades ago. David visited the cemetery alone. The grounds were quiet and green. He walked until he found the weathered gravestone bearing her name, and he gently placed the photograph right in front of it. "Mom," he whispered, the tears finally spilling over. "I thought you forgot me, but you never did. I finally found you." After a lifetime of misdirected grief, he was finally speaking to the woman who had never stopped looking for him. Finding her grave does not give David back the years they spent apart, but it replaces a lifetime of answered questions with a definitive sense of where she was, and the knowledge that she had been waiting for him all along. Claire was waiting out in the car. When David returned nearly an hour later, his entire demeanor had shifted. The heavy, burdened posture of a grieving man was gone, replaced by a quiet, settled serenity. He reached out and handed the photograph back to Claire. She shook her head, insisting it belonged to him, but David just smiled. "No," he told her, "it brought me to where I needed to be." By leaving the photo with Claire, David allowed his personal discovery to become a shared story. He recognized that the image had done its work for him, and now it had the potential to influence anyone else who came across it. Months passed. Claire took that photograph, placed it inside a small frame, and gave it a permanent home on the counter of her bookstore. One evening, right around closing time, a young man stopped to stare at it. When he asked about the story behind the picture, Claire smiled. She told him about a mother who spent years trying to make sure her son knew she never stopped loving him. The young man stood there for a long moment, processing the weight of the story. Then, without a word, he pulled out his phone, stepped outside into the cool night air, and called his own mother. He just wanted to tell her he loved her. A preserved memory can provoke immediate action in the present. Seeing what David lost reminded this young man of what he still had the chance to protect in his own life. Never assume that the people you love already know how much they mean to you. Sometimes one simple call can change everything. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to English Makes Bold for more inspiring stories.